So this is sliding panels. So we have 2 sliding panels. This could be up to 5 sliding panels.
Okay.
So 6 panels total stacking.
Yep.
But we're gonna do 2. So let's get after it.
Great, let's do it.
First thing you wanna do is inspect these panels.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a walk around similar to the daily door, but some of the hardware is a little bit different.
Okay.
So the main hardware on the top is this mechanism that connects the front wheel and the back wheel.
Yep.
And so you can see this little metal pin sticking up in the front of this wheel.
Yep.
So we want to cycle that back towards the wheel and back to this position here. And what it's going to do is it's going to drive that pin up through the center of this back wheel. So I can do this with my hand. It's going to feel like it's hard because it's all spring loaded.
Okay.
So you can always use a hard object to kind of do that cycle.
Yep.
But if I cycle it, I should feel like it goes,
Okay,
pin up, and then I'm going to cycle that pin back.
Okay, pin
down. So I can do that with my hands. It is a little bit harder,
Yep.
but I'm going to kind of hear that click, and that's that mechanism working correctly.
Okay.
I can cycle that hardware 8-10 times just to make sure if there's any dust or debris, you know, it's all cleared out. Now we're going to walk around the panel. We're going to inspect all our seals.
Seals again, yep.
Make sure that these are all in good shape.
I notice here there's no hardware or anything on this side that needs
correct. So the daily door is the only one with hardware on it.
Okay.
Handle, that sort of thing.
Yep.
So along the bottom here, instead of that cover that we saw that covers that opening hole, we're going to see a round stud here. We're going to make sure that it's fastened in place. It's not loose. That needs to be solid.
Okay.
Again, it's a runner, and so there's no spinning. It's not
Okay.
a wheel that spins or anything. It's actually fastened in place. Right. And then the square wheel, exactly the same wheel as we saw in the other one. It's actually sitting closer to the end of the panel, but same idea. You want to make sure that it articulates and it can spin around so that you can align that properly.
Perfect.
As we come up the door on the back side, this is panel number 2.
Okay.
So we have hardware here that the lock and the latch mechanism will integrate with.
Okay, perfect.
And so these latch plates, again, they're adjustable vertically here, but you want to make sure that they're set in place. They're there.
Okay.
This is the latch plate. Again, you want to make sure that it's fastened correctly, configuration correctly. If you have any questions, you can look at our drawings.
Yep.
And then you have another latch plate up here.
Perfect.
End cap.
And it looks like
all
the same
seals.
2 seals on
Correct.
the side.
They are cut around this latch plate.
Okay.
So the interior one is continuous, the exterior one is cut.
Okay, understood.
All right, so this panel is inspected and it is ready to go in.
Okay.
Set it there, make sure that the hardware is not lined up and put downward pressure. You can stand up. Okay, and we're gonna go up, put that top wheel in. Making sure that the top stays in the track. I can kind of carry the weight of the door here and configure, again, round side here. So you can see that this side of the wheel is rounded. So then we've got a square, 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 and we're back to a rounded surface there. So that rounded surface is gonna align in this runner in the track. Rounded wheel on the exterior side. I'm gonna slide it down into that runner. And again, I want to make sure that it feels like it's in the right runner here. If there's a lot of friction, then it could be configured wrong. Someone's going to hold the weight on the front of the panel and they're going to slide it along all the way. And then right here, we're going to want to be as close to the tracks as possible. The bottom wheel is going to hit first. We're going to push up on the top one until it hits that other one. Now, we want to cycle that hardware. So just like we did when it was laying down, we want to take that pin and push it back towards the wheel. So you want to make sure that this wheel is in tight. It's bumping against the wheel of this first panel. And then I want to cycle that hardware in. Now, that pin is in the up position. This door cannot fall out. I can pull on this door, it's not going anywhere.
Perfect.
Until it goes through this wheel guide. This wheel guide will actually switch that pin. So as soon as I go through that wheel guide, now the pin is in the down position. I could slide it if I wanted to. Right, so come back, and as it comes out of that wheel guide, it's switching that pin, so it's in that position
so
now.
Now this won't slide.
Correct, it cannot slide. So now it just pivots to the open position. You'll notice that we have some magnets in that panel that hold it to this first panel is just enough that they're not blowing around in the breeze, but not so much magnetism that you can't get your fingers in.
So earlier you had mentioned the daily door being a little bit wider than the sliders.
Correct.
Can you speak to that here?
Right, so the pivot point on the first panel is offset, so you actually have a little bit of a tail on the interior side there.
Yeah.
And that's just so that when it pivots closed, it seals really nice on the side jamb.
Okay, tight seal.
On this outside, where the handle is, we want this door to stack in as tight as possible.
Okay.
Right, and so being a little bit smaller panel, it can stack inside that handle and all of these locks.
Okay.
And we can magnetize those panels, and they're parallel. They look really, really nice.
Perfect.
So it's more of a cosmetic look when they're stacked to have that stack inside the handle. So we now know that this door operates correctly, the wheel hardware works and everything. Now we want to operate this door along the entire track to make sure that we feel like the tracks are parallel and the doors will run. And again, if this door runs really nice and smooth, then we know that all the other panels should, because the hardware setup from production is done by a CNC machine. It's perfect. And so if this first panel is right, then all of the rest of them should run perfect and stack. So once the door is in, I want to make sure that I'm pushed all the way in, and now this door should slide along. I haven't lubricated these wheels. There could be dust and dirt and all of that stuff. I'm not so worried about it gliding effortlessly at this point, because I want to check it for reveals. I want the seals to be touching but not tight all the way along. So as I swing this panel in and it's back over here, I'm going to get down and look, and I have really nice contact on my lower seals, but they're not squished. So I want to slide it along. You can slide it all the way along, and as I go, I can look and I can see, hey, it looks to me like these seals are coming up just a little bit right here at this point. So I know I have an adjuster right above there. Right. So it's probably running a little bit tighter at this point because it's stretching that bottom wheel. So while the door's in place, I could move it back. I can leave it here. I can put get my adjuster, and I'm just going to back it off 2 half turns. And now I can look down here and see if I have seal contact. I have contact. I want a little bit better contact. So I'm going to come down 1 more half turn. All right, so now if I watch that bottom seal all the way as you operate it, it's consistent the entire way now. Great.
Perfect.
So now we want to make sure that as we come here, this door opens very nice and smooth. We don't have to reef on the door. Again, it comes out very smooth, that operation through that opening hole. Now, there's going to be some other track adjustment that we can possibly do later on to get our door panel reveals right. And so as we do that, we can really fine tune this. It's operating really nice. We want it perfect. We'll fine tune that at the very end. As long as it's operating smoothly, there's no excess force needed to open that door.
Sounds like we should put in a 3rd panel.
Correct. Every single panel before it goes in, you should check the hardware, cycle everything, make sure that the seals look good. We'll do a walk around on every single panel.
These blocks feel like they become more important as your panels get taller and wider.
So you want to lift up a little bit. You want to make sure that that door is traveling down the track as plumb as possible. Get to here. I will cycle that harder, push in. We want to make sure that that wheel is nice and tight. And again, we're in the right hole. We want to make sure that it operates smoothly through that hole. And then now, this is important that if these panels were all built square, same size, everything is right, then every single panel after that second panel should operate the same.
Exactly
so
the same.
I should be able to look at those seals and see that, great contact all the way. It's that brush seal is standing tall, and there's contact to the lower track, but we don't have any squishing and we don't have any light coming through. So now all our panels, we've operated them They're all adjusted properly.
Yep.
The seals are touching. We just want to inspect all our seals on these one last time to make sure that there's no damage. It's easiest to do when they're in the stacked position. You have a good visual of everything.
Sure.
And so if that's good, we're ready to move on to phase 7.
Looks good on this side. Let's
All right.
do phase 7.
Cool.